Hey everybody, how you guys doing on this Saturday evening, the day before the Super Bowl? I am your host, E.D. Teshman, and welcome to Campfire Chats with Eric and Guest, where we're here to talk about your encounters and some of mine that I am allowed to talk about at the moment. Hey Ozzy, how you doing, sweetheart? Uh, so I just want to do a quick reminder. There will be no The Bizarre and Unknown show tomorrow due to be being with family during the Super Bowl. So we're going to have a pretty big shindig. I've got some food lined up, and tomorrow there won't be a show, but we still have some fun today. Ozzy, did you happen to catch the campfire chats last weekend? I'm curious if you got to catch that because we had fun last weekend where we actually had a live EVP session that happened. I was just sitting here kind of showing off some of my stuff and what I recorded around my house, and then all of a sudden, bam, started getting EVP hits. So I didn't know if you had a chance to see that or not. Um, but no, it's been kind of interesting here. I've got 16 chapters written on my Varigan Guard book, One House of Battle. I started chapter 17. I did go live for a little bit yesterday as I'm working on that, but no worries. It was fun, man. I was just sitting here kind of playing with this stuff, showing it off, and all of a sudden, bam! I started getting hits. So it's kind of cool. Um, the weather here is starting to turn. It's cold, and we're supposed to be getting rain soon. So we'll see how this does. Hopefully, the weather cleared up for you there in Australia. But how's everybody been today? Has anybody had any new encounters? I mean, I've had a couple strange things happen here, but nothing significant. I'm kind of liking my new office space because I can look right out my window here to the east and I can see what's going on my drives. Although my hounds are being a pain in the butt. But has anybody had anything new happen to them lately? What do you guys do to my deal? As far as me, it was just I've had a couple bumps, nothing big, nothing significant. Haven't done any more EVP stuff since last weekend. I just ain't had time. I've had a lot going on. I'm trying to get this book out, work and everything else. I just haven't done it. And we may turn it back on here in a minute. I haven't quite decided yet. I was waiting for everybody's feedback on what they thought on that. But man, I tell you what, it's a beautiful evening. It's getting ready to turn dark here. Yeah, I mean, we're looking at that and also getting some snow coming in again. I think they're calling for snow tomorrow, if I remember correctly. David, how are you doing, buddy? How's Virginia still treating you? So, but I may turn this EVP back on to see what happens. I mean, that was kind of interesting last weekend. It caught me totally off guard. I did do a little bit of an update when it was talking about car. I don't know. Go on. No, we're not doing this. Go on. You're making too much noise. You and your bullwhip tail. That's good. Um, no, we're not doing this. Go on. Give me a second, guys. They're being a pain in the butt. Hey, Melissa. Come on, boys. Go on. Go on. Out. You guys are making too much noise, being rowdy. Sorry about that. Gotta love pit bulls. Uh, but when it said car, I couldn't figure out what it's talking about, and I could be wrong. But the next day, I realized I'd left food out in the truck. I'm borrowing my brother's truck right now because my blew the engine in mine. I've got to get a new engine. You didn't know that, David? Come on. Um, but so I was sitting there looking for my rib tip butts and I couldn't find them. So I go out to the truck and drop down the tailgate. Sure as all get out, my rib tip butts were sitting out there in the back of the truck. I didn't even know it. Could that be what it was talking about when it said car? Possibly. I don't know, but it's kind of quite a little quinky dink when that happened. So, have you guys had any experiences down there in Virginia? I actually got family from Virginia. My cousin had a cousin during the coal mine wars when the coal miners were fighting the feds. He was Mayor C.C. Testerman. He was killed during that war. That was a got a lot of family history. I mean, of course, we're a new family to the United States, so I mean, we came up through the Carolinas whenever we transferred here stateside to the United States. But man, Virginia has a lot of activity down there, so I wouldn't be surprised if you guys had seen anything. So, but other than that, I mean, I ain't had a whole lot go on here. I know last night, man, my dogs were going nuts. Couldn't hear anything, but man, there was something at the tree line just to the south of me over here. They just did not like it. They were going nuts. I never did catch anything. One thing I want to try is I'm going to take my little amplified recorder. Well, I mean that's what this show's for, David. If you had something, man, by all means, you're let's go over it. Um, but what I'm thinking about doing, and of course I won't be able to post results because it'll be a part of the docu series. Um, but I'm thinking about taking and playing Native American flutes out here in my tree line off of a MP3 player, and then while that's playing, taking this bad boy here, and of course I've got a spot up here that I can attach my recorder onto, and just holding it down and see if I get any results that way. It happened to come to me because while I'm writing, I like to listen to meditative music, something kind of ease the mind and take the stress, which seems to help me to write a lot. Um, so I was thinking about that today. I was like, man, I could put that digital recorder on there, get that button hit down, let it play for a little bit, and just kind of record what happens. I may keep the I may keep the MP3 player a little ways away from the recorder. That way, I ain't getting overpowering. Oh, I mean, either one of you guys can do it, man. That's not a problem. I mean, if you got a, I think I might be able to figure out a way to. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know how to do that. Oh, yep. I got a way to invite somebody on if they want to hop on, or you can type it either way. I have no issue with doing that. Whatever easier for you guys. But no, I don't have one. I'm kind of a lot of my funds are tied up right now because I got to buy a new engine for my truck, and then I got to pay to have it put in. So I'm looking up. I've got to come up with about 5 G's for that, and another 5 G's for something else. So buying some more equipment right now is kind of hard, uh, but I just know things happen because I hear it. If that makes sense. But one of these days, man, I would like to get one of them little grid deals you would that I could put in front of a camera and kind of record. Now, my camcorder, this one here, sees in low light condition. So if I've got enough light in my house, I can actually take this and record an image in low light. Uh, that was cool, wasn't it, David? Um, so might be getting lucky and be able to do that with this. And I mean, it brightens up as bright as day. The downside with this camera is if there's not a whole light, you don't see very far. So I am still playing with it, trying to figure out some best ways to do it. I try to do some recording out in the woods. As I went through and done my daily task, I kind of set it on a stump and left it out there and see if I had anything come up behind me. I didn't catch anything, but I didn't leave it out there very long either. I want to be able to do it at nighttime, but how this camera is, I'm afraid the only way I can do it is during a full moon. So I need a full moon, clear skies to be able to do it, to make the night vision network. So either I've got to get a attachment on there that doesn't emit IR, and but helps to illuminate where I can see, and that might work. That's what I kind of wondered about. But if I could do by the full moon, I want to test it to see how it works during a full moon. I'm thinking the light from the full moon might be the sweet spot to make it work. Now, in my house stays dark. I can't sleep. I don't like lights. I don't like noises when I go to sleep. The only light that stays on is the light over my stove, and that's enough light lit up in there that I can make my way through the house. But um, usually I can work my way through my house in the dark because I know where everything's at. But my youngest daughter likes to move things around without my permission, and my muscle memory has got to be reset. In other words, so that light from the stove when I leave it on is enough. It lights up. I can see most everywhere when I come out of my bedroom. So about the only place I can't see is the bedrooms. So I'm kind of curious on how these LEDs will do in the low light conditions to see if I might be able to put something up in here or something, see what happens. But I don't know yet. But what did you guys think of that recording? You said you got to listen to it. Um, I mean, that caught me off guard last week. That really did. But if we get Melissa a type, we'll hear your new stuff that happened. How long are you guys gonna be in Virginia? Oh, get that saved. I can knock that down. I didn't want to lose what I wrote in my book. This thing's acting slow. It takes a little while to save sometimes. But I know I got to get the grill ready. I got to do some grilling tomorrow too. But other than that, that's about all I've had here recently. I mean, uh, last night I was sitting here. I was doing some writing. I was writing kind of late last night. I kept hearing a tapping out here. I was just on here. Are you talking about last weekends or the ones I had recorded prior? Because sometimes I'll just get the feeling that there's something here, and I'll turn that EVP on, and then all of a sudden I'll get a hit. Last weekend, I was just kind of showing off some of my recordings that I've caught while here. That was those moments was I was laying in bed, kind of felt like something. Um, just kind of felt like something was there, so I started recording. So when I was showing off that deal on my phone, all of a sudden I started getting hits. I mean, I wasn't. It blew. I mean, you guys could probably see the expression on my face when I went, "Oh, we just got a hit," because I wasn't planning on it. I didn't, and it was weird is I didn't even feel anything that time. I mean, that time there when I got that hit, I wasn't feeling like anything was here. Um, I have not figured out what it's scared of or what it's referring to as him, which does have me a little worried with what happened a couple weekends ago. And then last weekend, my daughter's friend said she heard my daughter calling for her out in the field, but my daughter wasn't calling out for her. That's why I told them to keep their asses inside because of all that recent stuff. So, was it talking about whatever it was out in that field? That is a possibility. I don't know. I couldn't get it to say. And obviously, it doesn't like the tone of my voice. I guess I speak a little loud for it. But it was telling me, "Are you listening?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm listening." And yeah, I kept hearing. I think we caught it on the recording. I done a video of the recording I caught. Uh, no, the recording I did when the EVP session was going on. You can kind of hear when I reacted to that noise outside my window. So I mean, I had that going on, and it was around that time. So makes me wonder if it wasn't talking about something outside. It Ozzy, it was cool. I mean, I'll probably turn it on here in a minute if that's what you guys want. I'd have no issue. We can let it run to see what happens. I mean, that was fun. That was cool, and it blew my mind. I'm not gonna lie about it. I was not expecting that to happen. Um, Usually, when I pop up my recorder, it's like I says because I got a feeling something's there. Like I'll hear something moving around uh, out in the living room, and I know the animals are put up or they're with me, and my daughter's asleep, and I'll hear something moving around, and I'll turn that recorder on. I was intrigued by the EVP I heard. I have not been able to hear all the podcasts due to work. Today was a rough day at work, stress wise. I hope to listen to the rest of the podcast tomorrow. It was awesome, Melissa. It really was awesome. Your pet showing any strange behaviors now? Yes, they do that actually quite often. The last couple of days, they've been yesterday and today. They really, really have. I mean, the slightest little noise, and sometimes I don't even hear it, and they're going nuts. They're wanting to go outside, tear whatever it is up, or run to a certain part of my house wanting to tear something up. So obviously something is around here between what happened a couple weeks ago, what that spirit was saying, and what my daughter's friend heard, and then the strange stuff that's happened a couple times. Obviously, there is something going on. It does not feel like my normal guest. I don't know how to explain it. I have my normal guest that I get every year. I've lived with them for 31 years. I've never had an issue with them. This is something different. Now, is that what that spirit was talking about last weekend? I don't know. I really don't know. The advantage of having more sunlight now is I can see more. Usually, when I'm doing this stuff, it's getting dark out, so I'm not seeing a whole lot. I can see a little bit more now, which either means A, the activity is going to happen later, or B, I might get lucky and see something. But I was sitting here. What night was that? Maybe Thursday night. It was either Thursday night or last night, or one of the nights. I can't remember what night it was. I was sitting in here doing something, and I kept getting the feeling I was being watched. In fact, no, it was last night. Actually, matter of fact, it was last night. Um, my dogs kept going nuts. that seemed like it was something outside my window here. I couldn't never see nothing. I went out to check. I didn't see nothing. But all night while I sat here and was writing, it kept feeling like I was being watched literally right outside my window. So that has been the recent stuff here. Um, what it is, I don't know. I know I was a little uncomfortable with whatever it was watching me. It wasn't like when my guests watched me. This was different. This felt like it was trying to get me to come outside. Um, in which, my dumb Marine ass was like, I don't give a damn. I'll go out there. I went out there, looked around. Dogs didn't come off the porch. Their hair was hackled, and they were looking out here outside where my window was. I couldn't see nothing. Um, yes, there is, Melissa. There is. Part of it's this room here, my daughter's old room, which is now my office, is one of the big. There they go barking again. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. I've been dealing with that for 2 days now. Um, huh. um, no, I haven't done any research. I need to figure out how to do that. I'll be right back, man. They are going nuts. Stop it! Stop it! Nine, nine. Stop it! Darla, I don't need you in here making a mess. Come on, baby. There you go, girl. Sorry, guys. They wouldn't let up until I let them out. So they're out there walking around the yard right now. It was. I mean, you heard them howling. I'm sorry, David. Whatever was going on outside, they did not like it. It's for them to howl. Usually, the only time they howl is when I come home and they hear my truck or my bike. Then you'll hear them howling because like Daddy's home. And I mean, you guys. I mean, what just happened is what I deal with a lot. Uh, but there's just something that was outside they did not like, and they were at the window and the door. They're banging on the door, wanting out. So I was like, okay, you guys go out there and see what it is. They're my first line of defense out here, and they're pretty good about keeping us safe. They're pretty. Problem with them is though, you can hear a car go down the road and they want to go nuts. Uh, but that's the first time they've howled when I've actually been home. So that was new. But I'm not because I was looking. I was like, man, I don't see nobody out there. I can see down both my drives, and nobody come down. I keep looking out there, but yeah. So I mean, that's what I've dealt with for the last couple of days. So they have been on it heavy and hard here. Um, but Melissa, what you guys got going on now outside? Melissa, I'm sorry, I didn't. I just remembered. I need to finish your deal. So, no, I haven't done no research on this house, on this property. Have I found remains of the old settlement here? Yes. I've still got an old pin by the original road that came through this property. And you wouldn't know it was a road unless you looked at it. You can tell it was an old wagon road because it's small. But I did. My stepdad's one of his sons was doing some satanic crap out here. Now I've had issues in the past dealing with satanic crap out here. It took a couple blessings to get that away, um, which I need to get some salt and go around my border again. And I mean, I've had that issue in the past. As far as the history of who's lived here, what's happened here, I don't know yet. I've got to figure out how to look that up. Um, a lot. This is where I live at. Records ain't the most well kept deal in the past, I guess you can say. But outside is most of my activity. Now, granted, I have two different types of wolves that come through here. I have bears, I have cougars, I have bobcats, I have coyotes, I have all kinds of manner of wildlife that comes through my property, which I've lived with them for 31 years. So, I mean, they don't bother me, they don't scare me. About the only thing that gets my hackles up is when a cougar's in the area. That's about it because them cougars are some nasty critters. Uh, Most everything else will run from you. I've had a red wolf down the sights of my rifle one time, a black powder rifle, back when I had a 54 caliber Springfield Hawken. I love black powder hunting. I love the challenge. That's why I like bow hunting. And because I mean, you got to be spot on or you lose it. If I'm hurting for meat, then I break out to 7 mag because I can drop 6 deer in about 30 minutes. Or being out in the woods in 30 minutes, I can drop about 6 deer with my seven. So if I'm hurting for meat, yeah, I'll break out to seven. Um, but I've lived that. And then I've got, which I can't say this part, I can't go into detail, but I've lived with Bigfoot for 31 years out here. They come to my windows, they watch what I do, they follow me in the woods, they give me all sorts. Usually it's hoops they give me to let me know when they're in the area because they know when I go to work. I go to work the same time. I've done it, went to work the same time, same days for 7 years. So they know my schedule real good. They know when I'm home. They know when I'm gone. They know what I drive. They know what I ride. So, I mean, they know I've lived with them for so long. And I can go out in my woods. I feel fine going out in my woods. Every now and then, if I get an issue where I'm like, I need to stay out of the woods and I absolutely have to go, I'll take my 7 mag. I don't get messed with because I go out there, I get what I want done, and then I get my butt back to the house. Uh, Now, what happened a couple weekends ago, that was different. That was very, very, very different. And the fact that it was mimicking my dogs, and I can hear my dogs in my house barking after it was trying to do its bark. And then last weekend with the girls out in the field, that's a little. I don't have that out here. That's something new. I've not pinpointed down what it is yet. I mean, I've kind of narrowed it down to two different things, but it is new, and this first time I've ever been on my property. It's like, man, I hate to say it, but I was scared. I mean, I knew something was hunting me. That was the first time on my property I ever felt that, and it didn't feel like my guest. This felt more evil, more what's a good word to put for it? And it felt evil. I mean, it's what it felt, and I knew it was hunting me because it was following me, and it would mess with me, and I couldn't see it, and that aggravated me. I'm like, man, I got this thing that is jacking with me, and I can't even see it. Uh, that bothered me. Uh, it was different. It was just different. Could that be what that spirit was talking about last weekend? Possibly. I don't know, but it is possible. Um, I know I've been on edge since, and I'll get the feeling everything's okay, and then the feeling comes back. Then I'm back on the edge even more. but I've never been this much on edge on my property. I love my property. That's why I fought to get this place. I love my property. It's a place where I can recenter myself. It's a place that I can go when I feel myself out of balance. I can go out in them woods, I can close my eyes, and I can listen to the music of nature and listen to the life that's out there, and it brings me back. You know, that's why I love this place. Now, I've dealt with a lot of Bigfoot activity out here, and a crap ton of paranormal activity out here, and I see UFOs all the time out here. That's true, but I've never had something like this. It was different, man. I don't know how else to say it. It was different, and I didn't like it. And I'm sitting here going, I am not prepared to defend myself or my family with whatever that was out here. I'm not prepared for it. I don't have the tools, the weapons, or the knowledge to know what I'm up against. Now, do I hear voices when I'm out in the woods sometimes? Yes. Do I hear voices in my house sometimes? Yes. I've dealt with that for 31 years out here. Um, that is nothing new. Do I hear bangs? Do I hear stuff getting thrown? Do I hear doors getting slammed when I'm outside, out there? Yes. Has it happened a few times in here? Yes. Mostly it's out there. I have dealt with that for a long time. But whatever this was a couple weekends ago was different. So I hope that answered your question. I did the best I could. Melissa, if you got any more questions or concerns about it, just let me know. I'll answer them the best I can. I just really don't know what it was. I would like to know what it was. And granted, a part of me is kind of scared to know what it is. But it would be kind of nice to know what I'm dealing with. For those of you who missed it last week, I've got this little thing here. This is usually what I get a lot of my EVP stuff on. That was what I was showing off when I got that hit last weekend. And being I can't record on that, this is what I usually use when I'm out in the woods doing my cryptid research and investigations. That was the hat I was looking for earlier. Is this recorder here. This is a digital recorder. It records from many different directions. And I took and put Velcro on the back of it so that I ain't got to carry it and I can Velcro it to it. So it just sits up there, and I have the cord plugged into it, and I'm able to record whatever that device picks up. That is just a couple of the tools I use when I'm out there doing investigations. So it is, David. I was sitting here one day. I was like, man, I'm tired of walking through the woods, trying to hold that recorder, trying to hold that megaphone, trying to do all this stuff when I've got only two hands. So that's why I bought that Velcro, and I went that right there. And I've got a rubber band that sits around the trigger. So, because it only records when the trigger's pulled. So I got that rubber band that sits on there, and it keeps the trigger pulled. I can always set it down when I need to or whatever. So it's constantly recording. You ever get to feel, your gut feeling is always the best one to definitely take notice of, Eric. Sounds like you might have something new turned up and could be very dangerous. Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at on that, Ozzy. It really is. That's why I'm a little jumpy, because it's like it's something new, and I know I'm not equipped to deal with it. This past fall, we went out on a paranormal investigation in Gordonville, Virginia. Ooh. It was at the Exchange Hotel and Civil War Museum. We got some decent EVPs on our cell phone. That's awesome. That's really cool. Um, the Paranormal Research Group was the Twisted Paranormal Society. I think I've heard of them. I could be wrong. It sounds kind of familiar, though. I may be thinking of something else, too. That is very possible. That is very possible. Gotta get my stuff. I got all this stuff in the way now. Um, Twisted Paranormal Society. Why have I heard that before? I don't know. It's kind of interesting. What's good about this recorder is I can plug it into my computer, download contents directly to my computer, and then wipe it clean. So I've got a fresh slate every time I use it. Meow. You want in now? You're gonna have to wait. Oh, love my animals, but they have very seriously poor timing. But this is interesting, Melissa. Oh, I wonder if somebody may have showed me that one time. That's why it sounds familiar. That society has many videos on Paraflix. I wonder if somebody was showing you that one time when we were talking about paranormal, and that's why it sounds familiar. I bet that's probably what it is. That doesn't surprise me one bit. I gotta look that up again. Let me get my notepad here. I want to write that down so I can look that up some more. I'm always there. It is. I'm always looking for new stuff to look up. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look at it. That's what I'm kind of guessing is somebody's probably showed that to me before because it does sound familiar. Both of them things sound familiar, and my memory ain't that good. So if I don't write it down, I'm gonna have a hard time remembering it unless somebody reminds me. And even writing it down is hit and miss if I catch it right. God, it's a beautiful sunset coming down. My dogs ain't even returned. They took off after something and haven't been back yet. Um, but I know what I've been dealing with felt like something that was ancient and evil. So, David, you and Melissa do a lot of paranormal stuff or research stuff. I don't know. I might be able to show you guys this. It's kind of a beautiful aria. Oh, it's not showing the colors. There it is. Look at them colors. I like watching that. I mean, yeah, because I've never really, I mean, I've done paranormal research, but not at the level that I'm doing now. It's usually somebody says, man, I got something going on my home. Would you come and help us with it? And of course, I was young and dumb and didn't know what I was doing. And yeah, see, I'm starting to get into that. Bought a lot of equipment for it and for cryptid research. Yeah, I'm trying to get into that a lot right now. I'm trying to get my hands on stuff. Of course, blowing this engine in my truck ain't helped none. Of course, PCM in my car is trashed, and they don't make that PCM no more. And I can't get my hands on another one. We hope to do an investigation one day in St. Uh, Albans Sanatorium in Richmond, Virginia. That, man, I guarantee you, it's something about asylums. My gosh, the paranormal activities in them and in prisons are through the freaking roof, man. And there's some bad stuff in them places there. So I mean, it's gonna be cool if you guys go, man. Stay frosty. That's the best way I can tell you. Stay frosty. Them places there, it's like it's attracts evil or evil's attracted to it. I don't know, but man, there is a lot of wicked stuff that happened there. But that would be cool. That really would be cool. I've got a chance to do a paranormal investigation at my Mason Lodge and at the Shriner Building, and possibly another place here soon. I'm trying to get everything locked in. I've talked to DA about it, and he's up for it as well. So as soon as I can get some more locked in, um, I may be. I don't know if I'll be able to go live while I'm doing the investigation, but I'm going to at least record when I do the investigation. I'm trying to lock in some more uh, places that's got a lot of paranormal activity around here. Um, oh, I think it was the Lincoln Building at OTC. Ozark Technical College here in Springfield. I may have a lineup to be able to do some paranormal stuff, investigations there as well. Apparently, there's a lot of paranormal activity in that building. So if I can get that locked in, I'm going to try to go live when I go to do the investigations there. But if I can't, I'm going to at least record it, then post it. But there's an old. I was telling DA, which DA knows this place. He knows how to get down to it. I didn't know it. I was doing some paperwork one day at work and happened to see this old Union graveyard not far from where I was doing my paperwork, and I never knew it was there. And DA's like, "Yeah, man, I'll take you down to it." So I may try to do something while I'm there too. See you, Ozzy. Thanks for coming in. Um, but yeah, I'm going to, as soon as I get down to it, now that I'm getting healed, my lungs are doing better. My sinuses, for the most part, is clear. Um, I've got to get down into that Union graveyard. Not only do I want to check it, but I want to run EVP while I'm there too. And but yeah, I'll see what I can do about going. I don't know how I'm going to do it live without my computer. I can try to do it from my cell phone, but no promises. Most likely, I'm going to have to probably record and then post it later. Most likely. So I think that'd be fun, and that will probably go on my the Bizarre and the Unknown channel if I do it, or when I do it. I shouldn't say if. When I do it, it'll most likely be on there. It's I'm learning it, David. It is there's a lot to it. I'm still learning new things and how to do new stuff. So I mean, I'm learning every day. I want to turn this on and see what happens. I got my recorder going. I'm just going to set that there. See if we get anything. But yeah, I'm learning it every day. I want to get a shadow box. I want to get a better EVP recorder instead of just using my phone. I want something that's going to be that can pick up more. Your phone only picks up so much. So, especially after last weekend, I'm thinking I've probably missed more than what actually came up on there. But until I get this stuff done, hit and miss. Um, Eventually, I'll get up set up where I can do that. But also, got to get some more stuff to do when I'm doing cryptid investigations too. So when I'm out there doing research and looking to see what's in the area, so I need some more equipment for that as well. It's like I said last weekend. I've got my bug out bag, but my bug out bag is also my field research bag. So everything I got in it, it's multi-purpose. Um, so I got to get some more casting stuff. I'm trying to figure out a way, and I may have an idea. I'm going to have to test it where I can cast a footprint on a hill. So what I'm thinking about doing, and I'm going to have to test it, see if it works, is I want to build me a thin little box that I can set on the ground with a small opening at the top that I can pour that plaster in and let it fill up. And then when it dries, I'll probably line it with like wax paper. That way I can peel everything or get everything come off. But then I can. Doctor. What about a doctor? Talk about I need to see one. Yeah, David. I like him places. At the same time, it's nice to be able to have a cell phone if you need one, though. Are you a doctor, or are you talking about I need to see a doctor? Okay, I'm not answering back. Um, but so yeah, I mean, there's still more equipment I got to get. Like I said, I got to get some better night vision setup recorders. I'm trying to stay away from AR or IR. I really don't. I am weighing more on the theory of they can see IR than I have before. That's kind of what I'm thinking, David. Honestly, yeah. I was sitting here one of the many nights that I don't sleep, uh, and was thinking how because I've lost a very good print because I had no way of casting it because it was on an incline. So I was like, man, I don't want to break the plaster down. So how do you break the plaster down? Well, make the box where I could tear it apart and line it with wax paper. The wax paper, if it does stick anything, will stick to the back side of the plaster, which makes no difference because you're worried about the front of the plaster where the print is. So that's I'm actually. Can you hear him? Can I hear who? Is there somebody here with us, or are you talking about on the computer? Is him the doctor?
I want to stay.
As long as you're kind and you don't mess with me and my family, you can stay. But if you torment my family or do things you're not supposed to, you cannot. Will you be kind? Are you friendly?
Robe.
Robe. You talking about him or the doctor?
Who is he?
That's what I would like. Who are you talking about? I'm trying to figure out who the doctor is and who him is. Is that who you're referring to? Or are you talking about my guest here on my live? Who are you talking about? What is your name? That's what I'm thinking, David. That's why I was trying to ask the questions. Just 2 weekends in a row, she referred to him. This time it was doctor in a robe is different. I will say now, if any spirit here is not kind and friendly, you will have to leave. Are you warning me about a unfriendly spirit?
Torturer.
Is that what he is? Is he a torturer? Is he a doctor that tortures people? or is he the one that tortured you? Did he torture you?
Closet.
Yeah. Is that where he's at right now, or you? I know I've had dealings with this closet before. Was that you or him? Could you please tell me? Are you the one I was talking to last weekend? I guess they're silent for now. Uh, I'll leave it going. I'm recording this, so I'll have it on recording. Um, I'm kind of writing down. I started writing down what they were talking about, so I can kind of piece things together. I may just have to go through and re-cleanse my house again. Need to break out the salt too. But we'll see if they start talking again. So, what'd you guys find on your paranormal investigation last fall? But yeah, I agree with you on that one statement there, David. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to this recording some more. See what I missed on my notes. Try to compare everything. That's cool. That's cool. You was able to catch in voices. Did they seem pretty friendly, or did it know you guys were there?
Stop.
Stop what?
Iron.
Iron? What about iron? That's cool, David. It'd be nice if you can clear that up. I know iron is used to keep spirits from moving. Is that what you're afraid of? I can see that, David.
Give it to me.
What do you want me to give you? Are you wanting me to give you iron? What is it you want me to give to you?
Stressed.
Are you stressed? Or are you talking about me? I looked in the closet. I didn't see no iron in there, but I found my daughter's metal detector. Was that you or him that was making them clicking noises in the closet? Are you the one that's stressed? All right. There we go, guys. We'll see if they start talking some more. Um, but yeah, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to get them voices, David. Um, if you got a way that you can clear them up, it's usually the best way to listen to them is with headphones. But if you got a way to clear up background noise, um, it's easier to hear what they're saying. I would have to listen to it, and sometimes it takes several times listening to it before you can kind of pick up what they're trying to say. So what I've started writing down: doctor, him, torture, closet, stop, iron, give it to me, and stressed. I have to go back through and listen some more to see what all I missed on that. It'd be nice if they'd tell me their name. But I went and when I told you guys to give me a minute, I kept hearing some clicking in the closet. Sound like floor creak is about the best way I can describe it. That's why I went in there and looked, which my daughter still has a lot of stuff in that closet. She has got to finish cleaning this room out. So that's nice. I need to get something like that, David. I really do, especially when I get that shadow box and stuff. Give me some more recorders too that I can place around different locations. Are you still here? Um, I've got to sit here and try to figure out what this spirit's talking about. Doctor, him, torture, closet, stop, iron, give it to me, stressed. Are you stressed because I can't figure out what you're talking about? Maybe that's what I need to ask. But yeah, I need to get that program, David. Which one do you use?
Leave here.
Who do you want to leave here? What is the computer program do you have that clears up audio? You said that last week. Who are you telling to leave here? Look that up. That sounds familiar. Post that up there in case somebody wants to know later on they watch this video. Are you telling him to leave here? I'll have to check that out. I think I've heard of that before, David. I'll have to check that out. It'd be nice. I mean, for now, that's something I've got to work with till I can get something better, which unfortunately takes money, and I don't have a lot of that right now. Seems like our friend has quieted down some. Yeah, that's great. I'm gonna have to look that up. Like, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. Because I'm constantly needing something like that from time to time, especially when I'm doing uh, audio recordings out in the woods. I'd like to be able to take some background noise out, or if I do recordings in here and it's think you hear something, but you hear a lot of noise, that'd be nice to be able to edit some of that background noise out, try to hear something better. So right now I'm trying.
Water.
Yes, I have water. Did something happen to you with water?
Psychic.
Yes, I've been known that way. Were you a psychic? Interesting. That ability has been passed down through my family for a long time. Are you talking about me or you? Who are you?
Torturer.
There's that word again. Who are you referring to? That is twice you've used that word. Hey guys, I want to let my dog in. If it says something else, let me know. I'll be right back. Stay. Stay. 9. 9. 9. Come here, Snow. Sorry, guys. I knew about Bucky's bark. It was the dogs wanting in. Did it say anything while I was gone? It's kind of interesting how it's twice now it said torturer. I'm going to have to figure out what it's talking about. Dr. Ham, torturer, closet, stop, iron, give it to me, stressed, leave here, water, psychic, and torturer. Man, that could be a number of different things. Did something happen to you in water? Or did the doctor use water on you, then something happened? Uh, but yeah, I want to check that program out because, I found that'd be interesting to use. That come in handy, especially when I'm doing, any kind of research, cryptid, paranormal, whatever. Man, that'd be such a handy program to have. So, but it'd be like everything else. I'd have to play with it and play with it and play with it, learn how to use it though. I'm not very tech savvy. My most tech savvy thing is a tool and a hammer. I can destroy things or build things, but as far as computer stuff, yeah, not as good at it. Change my banner up here for a second. See, that would be handy as heck because right now, how I'm having to do that is on Microsoft Clipwork. So that would be, man, if that can make it easier, because clip art can be a pain in the butt when you're doing that stuff. I also want a program for like I'm doing a commercial. It gives you that, it reads it out, but like in a different kind of voice, how you want it. Yeah. So, I'm definitely going to check into it, David. I appreciate that info. That'd be extremely helpful.
Third.
Scream. I didn't hear a scream. Who's screaming? Not a problem, Melissa. Thank you for coming in. Third, screaming. I heard no screams. Who was it? Are you someone close to me? Like a family member? Huh. Alrighty. Well, man, we're over an hour and 20 minutes now. That's cool.
Quickly.
What about quickly? What do you mean quickly? Did what happened to you happen quickly?
No.
Was it the doctor who caused what happened to you happen? Did they do what they did to you on purpose? This hurt something. Hit the subframe of my place. And I felt it. So I had to be kind of close to where I'm at. Was that you hitting my subframe? Was it an animal? Was it him? guess they don't want to talk no more. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I'll listen to the audio, and I'll probably do a short video with audio recording to it. Um, but it's I've got to figure out what they're talking about. That's why I decided to start writing this stuff down. You too, David. Thank you for coming in, bud. I hope you enjoyed it. I have got to figure out what it's talking about. But I'll listen to the audio, and then like I said, I'll probably post a short video with it, and see what everybody thinks, and see what they come up with. I feel you, man. Hey, you be safe, buddy. And thank you again for coming on. Much love to you, Melissa. I appreciate you guys so much. And to anybody who watches this later on, thank you for watching it. Peace and love to everybody out there. Everybody have a great night.